Hey, what's going on, everybody? How's it going tonight? I hope everybody had a good week and is looking forward to a decent weekend wherever you're at. Texas Redleg here, putting out a video today about the 2A. And the Second Amendment is ever so fragile right now, at least politically. And we probably going to be left on our own to deal with this. And sort of wanted to just take the time this evening to discuss the things that I see in my area and get you guys and gals' opinion on what it's like in your areas. So, number one, I would just ask everybody, how are the shelves in your areas? Because apparently it varies from, it can vary between 5 to 10 miles away, different stores. It's like you can go to one big box store, starts with the letter A, and you can find pretty much whatever you want or a good assortment, and you can go 5 miles down the road and they've got virtually nothing. So it's pretty interesting how that's transpiring. But how are the shelves in your area? Please give feedback on that. And I would be specific, not too specific on your location, but it may be a region and the stores and what you're seeing in general. Again, without getting too specific on what you're able to obtain. But as far as the areas of firearms, high capacity magazines, and ammunition, my area is fair. It's not good. It's not bad. Some days it's good. It just depends. But you have to, you got to get out there and you got to hustle for it. You got to make it a priority. And if you see it, you got to get it right then. You don't have time to go to the ATM or whatever the case may be, but you have to be prepared to get it right then. Now, I've walked in some of these stores at 11 a.m., 12 p.m. at lunchtime, and there's been 223, 9 mil, 45. It just depends on the store and what time you go and this and that. So I would advise everybody to keep maybe a little, we've always talked about cash on hand. And keep some cash on hand, enough to make a dent in some of your needs if you run into something that's available. Buy it. Vary the stores that you go to. Pick a different store or a different town. If you're on a road trip for work and you see a store, man, pull in and see. You might get lucky. I've been pretty surprised here lately in my area that I've been able to not wait in line, and really, and I'm really pretty good actually. I don't need a whole lot. I just am filling some gaps and some holes with some different calibers, but it's there for the most part. You have to be. It all depends on what comes on the truck, But pay cash for what you can, all of it if you can. Try to establish that. Get in the habit of paying cash for that kind of stuff. I was in a big box store today that started with an A, and I'll bet you, and it was in the middle of the day, right after lunch, and I'll bet you they had a total of 30 handguns and 20 plus shotguns and probably about the same in rifles sitting on the shelf. So again, this is Texas, and I think everybody's pretty good as far as bang sticks go. But again, I think if you know how much you got, you ain't got enough. That's kind of one of the mottos I go by. But vary your stores, vary your days. Move around a little bit. Spread your wings a little bit. It's about being opportunistic and having good timing and luck. If you know that your buddy is low on 300 blackout and you go to a store, they don't have what you need, but they've got some of what he needs. Maybe buy it and then, sell it to him, or just get reimbursed for it, him or her. I mean, communication, is important, especially when it comes to that stuff. So if you know somebody is in need of a certain caliber and you see it, even though they don't have what you want, you might want to pick it up for them. Just have them buy you out. I mean, I'm not saying make a profit on it. I'm just saying think of others, Let's work together on this thing. I think that's big. Actually, I did it the other day for a family member, Just texted them real quick, asked them if they still needed it. Yep, went ahead and picked it up. Wasn't no big deal. Wasn't any big deal, and you do that for each other, and you'll be able to kind of be maintenance buying as this thing goes along, and not just be dependent on when you can go and when you work together, use each other's time and gas to get it done. But yeah, I think in Texas we're pretty good, honestly. I mean, I think the governor is starting to push back and let people know that stuff they're doing up north and in other states ain't going to work here. We're not about that. And there's talk about, being a sanctuary state for firearms and this and that. We've already got a bunch of counties that are like that. So that's probably going to come. And Texas and, Florida and a lot of these southern states, and these Midwest states are probably getting ready to become, freedom zones. So we say, it's kind of the term that's been used, kicked around, freedom zones. And I like that. Hopefully people will get on board with it. But the Second Amendment is kind of the bubble gum and bale and wire and duct tape that's holding this whole thing together, unfortunately. And we got to be strong and demand that we retain those rights, however that needs to happen. But we can't give up, and we can't let loose any of these rights, because once they're gone, you're probably not going to get them back. And that's the goal, I'm quite sure. Based on this HR 127 that I've seen, I mean, it's going to be impossible to meet those requirements. And I think most of us aren't going to comply with that anyway, but, it is what it is. But, again, in my area, the places I go, I mean, there's something there if you want it. Almost every day, there's something there. And it doesn't stop. It's got to keep going. It's got to keep going. And don't give up. Don't, even though you're discouraged, you're running into roadblocks here and there, can't find what you need, keep your ear to the ground and keep looking. Don't be so quick to give up. Be tenacious. Again, it's about timing, luck, and ability to purchase it right then. Okay, so y'all communicate with each other, tell each other what you need, and maybe your mag can help you with that. You guys and gals need to communicate your needs and what you're willing to pay for and this and that. So with that, everybody have a great weekend. Keep prepping, stack it deep, and always remember, long live the Republic.